of Michigan and Rutgers in men's soccer. The number 22nd ranked Michigan Wolverines hosts the Scarlet Knights. We are a few minutes away from kickoff here. As I am Daniel Thompson, joined alongside Alex Gray, USA Girls and Men's Story. We have players taking the field right now. And we will get this match underway shortly. Yeah. All right, players are taking the field here at the US Soccer Stadium. Michigan's Mohamed Zaki from Tamale, Ghana is lined up at center field, ready to take the opening kickoff. We are about to kick off here, and the match is underway. Michigan passes it back and plays it up towards the Rutgers 18-yard box. Rutgers quickly steals the ball, passes it downfield, and the ball will slowly roll out of bounds right across the end line, setting up a Michigan goal kick. Michigan goalkeeper Andrew Verdi sets up the goal kick, passes it out, and Michigan tries to head up the field now. Pass headed back, and a long shot. Shots like that are going to have a small chance of going in any time today. Shot goes way over the crossbar, setting up a Rutgers goal kick. Rutgers setting up for this kickoff, for this goal kick. It appears that Rutgers goalkeeper Rafael Pereira intends to send this deep. And Michigan has taken over the ball. After some fighting for the ball, it goes out of bounds. Rutgers possession. Headed forward by Michigan. Intercepted by Rutgers. Across way downfield, right towards the 18-yard box. Rutgers takes a shot, but that's a low percentage shot right there. Easily saved by Andrew Verdi for his first save of the night. And the ball is passed back up to the Michigan defense. Ball played upfield, crosses midfield, right along the far left touchline. Michigan plays it deep to Billy Stevens, and ball goes over the end line. It will be a Rutgers goal kick. Goal kick is being set up. Rutgers looks intent to kick all goal kicks deep so far tonight. Pass headed forward across the midline by Michigan. Intercepted by Rutgers, and the ball rolls back to the Michigan back line. Booted out to midfield. And after a fight for the ball, Rutgers comes out with it and kicks it right back to goalkeeper Andrew Verdi.
Can't hear anything. Yeah. Can you hear that? Yeah, I can hear fire.
Michigan takes the ball upfield, intercepted by Rutgers.
Guys, we can hear you.
Rutgers dribbles through a few Michigan defenders, but the pass is ultimately intercepted by Abdu Samake of Michigan from Montreal, Canada. Ball goes out of bounds. Rutgers throws in. Intercepted by Michigan's back line. Goes back to the goalkeeper. And Michigan gets the ball across midfield. Michigan's Francis Atune gets the ball with a scoring opportunity. Ball is lost to the Rutgers defense, but the ball comes right back to the Michigan back line. Michigan plays it safe, passes the ball back around the back line for a few moments, looking for a pass to develop. They lob one forward. That goes off out of bounds, off of a Rutgers player head. And Michigan will have a throw in here, very close to the 18-yard box. Waiting to throw the ball in. Ball is thrown in, goes off of a Rutgers head, bounces back to the original player to throw it in, but intercepted by the Rutgers back line, and the ball is booted out of play. We will have a Michigan throw-in right around midfield.
A lot of offensive pressure so far for Michigan.
Yeah, Rutgers has really not put together a solid attack of any kind so far. Their only offense has been lobbing the field back down, trying to lob the field into the Michigan 18-yard box and trying to make something happen.
Well, Michigan should definitely be on the attack most of tonight. Rutgers is still looking for their first Big Ten win, 0-5 so far in play this season.
And conversely, Michigan currently stands at third in the Big Ten standings, trying to improve their seeding tonight for the Big Ten tournament that starts on November 4th. Ball is inbounded and taken away by the Rutgers defense. Rutgers keeps it around the end line, touch line, but the ball is once again intercepted by the Michigan defense. Michigan goalkeeper Andrew Verdi passes the ball out again, and the Michigan back line trying to find a good pass to get the ball downfield, as they have. Ball crosses midfield. It gets by a Rutgers defender, trying to set up a cross. Now are the Wolverine offense. There's a good cross. Oh, and saved by number 4, Bryce Washington of the Rutgers defense.
It'll be a corner upcoming in the, to the left side of the net.
Mohamed Zaki was open for the Michigan offense. That was a great crucial save by Bryce Washington, possibly setting up a point-blank shot right on the 6-yard box.
Needs to curve it just inside the post to the left side. See if he can get ahead right in the net.
Good corner, however, headed away once again by Bryce Washington, I believe.
Oh, nice little move there.
Fantastic move along the end line. Ball is cleared and goes out of bounds. No, it appears Michigan's defense will take the ball right before it rolls out of bounds. And they pass it back to the keeper, trying to restart the play.
This is where you slow it down and just set up your guys, make your attack, move it up the field, and try to get another good scoring opportunity.
I'm right there with you, Alex. We saw Michigan's by far best opportunity of the night a few minutes ago. And I think Michigan should set up there. Rutgers is letting them play with the ball. Just wait to see what opportunities unfold and take advantage.
Ooh,
we have a cross into the
there.
18-yard box. A point by oh, it is tipped in! It appears Ivo Cerda, the midfielder out of Santiago, Chile, has scored the goal. His teammates embrace him right around the corner. A good cross in there. Really, Michigan's offense was able to get the ball down the pitch without really any opposition from Rutgers' defense. They were intent on covering players. Cerda got open and had a point-blank goal right from the top of the 6-yard box.
There was that little move in the left corner, set up the cross across, and chipped it in.
Really can't get much easier than that for Ivo Cerda right there. Nonetheless, great positioning to get himself in the perfect spot for an easy goal. 1-0 Michigan Wolverines with 37:48 remaining in this first half. And correction, the goal has been accredited to the assists to Mohamed Zaki and Robbie Mertz are credited with the 2 assists for Ivo Cerda's goal. We now await Rutgers kickoff.
should not be much of a surprise about that goal. Rutgers, when playing the top teams in college soccer so far this season, gave up 5 and 6 goals against some of the best opponents they played. And if Michigan wants to prove themselves to be a force,
scored, but we're already back on air. All right, welcome back to WCBN's broadcast of Michigan Wolverines hosting Rutgers Scarlet Knights in men's soccer. We apologize for the technical interruption. We had the Wi-Fi go out on us, but we are back broadcasting with you in the 10th minute.
nice little upgrade from the normal Wi-Fi the students used to the press.
Yeah, that we should be on the press Wi-Fi. Should be smooth sailing from here on out. Michigan still leads 1-0. And they are trying to set up an opportunity. If you are just joining us now, you will we'd like to inform you that Michigan really has dominated time of possession. The Rutgers defense has not been too aggressive. They've tried to play coverage and not take the ball away, which has allowed Michigan to try to develop looks. Michigan has played slowly, and Michigan takes a shot. Jack Hallahan, who is the current goal leader for the team, takes a shot from well outside the 18-yard box. Far off target, but nonetheless keeps the keeper honest.
Hallahan is currently number 4 in the Big Ten in both goals and assists this season.
Rutgers boots the goal kick across midfield. They've done that so far in every goal kick they've had. Rutgers regains possession back inside their own 18-yard line. Rutgers taking their time to develop a play.
Just little short passes between the center backs right now, just trying to set something up.
This Rutgers team not used to having the ball on offense. They did have one corner kick while we were off air momentarily. However, no serious threats came of that. Andrew Verdi does have a save on the day, but he has not had really any scary challenges so far. Rutgers has had the ball for about a minute now, but has not advanced the ball beyond midfield at all.
Now Michigan trying to get on the attack a little bit, see if they can intercept the pass and create an opportunity. Rutgers is just still playing it back and forth in between each other. They just now bring it across midfield.
And the ball is intercepted by the Michigan defense.
Good legal tackle there by Rutgers.
The Michigan fans didn't like that call, but it was a good call by the official. And now Rutgers takes possession. But an errant pass sends the ball back to Michigan's keeper, Andrew Verdi. as he holds the ball for a moment here and finds a defender to distribute the ball to and restart the Michigan offense. Nursing a 1-0 lead, the Michigan defense seems content to take it slowly here, not risk any turnovers and make sure they can get the ball downfield. Rutgers intercepts the ball and takes over around midfield. We have a whistle. Not certain what the call is here, but it appears to be on Rutgers as their players march back towards their own goal.
Some kind of foul way away from the ball.
Certainly the official pointed very far away from the ball. Not sure what the call was, but Michigan restarts play with a simple pass forward and back. Trying to find a gap in the Rutgers defense, and that's an obvious penalty right there on Rutgers midfielder Jack Young.
Just put his elbow in the back of Michigan midfielder Robbie Mertz.
And that was right in front of the official. Doesn't get it really any easier than that when it comes to making a call. And now Michigan sets up with a free kick inside the Rutgers half of the field. Mark Ibarra is setting up for this kick. Quite a few Michigan attackers are lining up on the 18-yard box. Ball is headed, but taken control of by the Rutgers defense. Really no threat at a goal so far on that play. And knocked out of bounds by a Michigan midfielder. Rutgers will throw in the ball. Alex, what do you think Rutgers needs to do as of right now to prevent this really onslaught of Michigan offense we've seen all night?
Well, they need to be a little bit more aggressive. They've been trying to set up the little pass, maybe a little dump into Michigan zone, and you let your striker go run after it and see if you can't get a little opportunity, or at the very least put pressure on Michigan's defense. That's just not really happening right now.
And I think the defense needs to do the same. Really, I see the only way for Rutgers to get a good goal-scoring opportunity with the way they're playing right now is to get a quick counterattack. And their defense has been really conservative so far.
They really have. They're looking for the perfect play, and sometimes it doesn't present itself, especially against an opponent that is a little bit more talented and more skilled. You have to create those.
Certainly, and it appears the ball has gone. No, it's going to be a free kick awarded to Rutgers. No, they will indeed be throwing the ball in bounds. Players seem a bit confused there, but the referees have sorted it out. Rutgers looking for an open man to throw the ball into. And it goes off of Michigan head, back across midfield, Rutgers ball. Rutgers dumps it back to their keeper. The goal scorer, Mohamed Zaki, chases the ball from the keeper, but the keeper plays the ball up, and we have another whistle.
Over the back.
And Michigan will resume possession. Ball is passed back, and Michigan continues their formula so far for tonight to set the offense up and look for openings. They are nursing a 1-0 lead, and I think with Rutgers' offense so far this season, they can be pretty comfortable in that lead and take things easy. Just don't turn the ball over on your own half of the field, and it will be hard for Michigan to blow this lead they currently have.
Right, here's an opportunity here. Rutgers plays it out of bounds. Michigan will get a throw-in along the right side, about half the way into the Rutgers zone.
Right in front of the Big Ten logo on the field, for all of you at home listening familiar with the stadium. Ball in play now. Michigan passes it back to their own half of the field and all the way back to the keeper. They seem really content to just dominate time of possession as they have all night tonight. They currently lead. Michigan Wolverines currently lead the shot count 5-2 on Rutgers. Ball is lobbed forward, easily handled by the Rutgers keeper as he looks for the man he wants to pass the ball to begin the Rutgers possession. Roll just outside the 18-yard box. Rutgers defenders pass the ball back and forth, looking for an opportunity to advance the ball. Slowly moving it upfield. And mishandled, intercepted by the Michigan offense. Mohamed Zaki with a shot. Oh, it goes just wide.
Just missed it to the right, but a good opportunity, and that's when you put pressure on the defense, you get those types of opportunities.
Mohamed Zaki, the goal scorer, seemed to have confused the keeper enough to at least threaten a goal, but the ball goes wide and will set up a Rutgers goal kick. So far, all of these Rutgers goal kicks have been launched across midfield. we'll see if they stick with that strategy.
Well, they're moving everybody up, so it looks like they will.
Ball goes very deep. All players had to run back to get to that. And Michigan's defender Billy Stevens ends up heading it back across midfield, and Rutgers takes over possession. And knocked forward by Billy Stevens for a turnover, but then the ball goes off a Rutgers defender, Bryce Washington, and another throw-in right from where they had it a few minutes ago in front of the Big Ten logo on the right side of the field. Short dump-off pass, and it's handled by Jack Hallahan, Michigan's leading goal scorer. Ball headed by Mohamed Zaki, but goes across the end line. Will set up a Rutgers goal kick. We're now 18 minutes into this game, and we have our first substitution. Zeno Matsukato comes in for Jack Young for the Rutgers. They'll be swapping Zach Matsukato, who is listed as a defender, for Jack Young, who's listed as a midfielder. Maybe trying to get more defensive-minded, or maybe Rutgers' coach just did not like what he saw out of Jack Young.
Well, that's a New Jersey for New Jersey trade. This Rutgers team's got a lot of hometown kids. Both those two players are among the many players on Rutgers teams who are natives of New Jersey.
Yeah, this is a very, I guess, home-based roster. Looking at the roster, it appears over 3/4 of Rutgers players are from New Jersey. So a very local set of talent here for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Meanwhile, very few Michigan players actually call Michigan home. Mark Yarba of the Michigan Wolverines is actually from Ann Arbor, along with several other teammates from Michigan. Nonetheless, there's a lot of international talent on this Wolverine team. In fact, goal scorer Mohamed Zaki is from Tamale, Ghana.
Well, you got to get your players from places where they prioritize soccer, and if you want to be a great team, you need to get the best players, and sometimes that means looking outside the United States.
And so far, that worldwide recruiting standpoint has really helped the Wolverines. They're off to their best Big Ten start since 2010. As a good cross into to the box. Oh, it's a great goal! Fantastic shot from the side, from the very left corner of the 18-yard box. Hits the side netting. Number 10, Francis Atuanene, also from Ghana. We have the Ghanese connection, it would appear. 2 Ghanaian players score the first 2 goals of the night for the Wolverine offense. 2-0 Michigan Wolverines. Really a fantastic goal right there. A great possession. Michigan took over the ball at midfield, sprinted up the field. Not certain who assisted the goal right now, but he found his teammate Francis Atuane, dunked him off with the ball. Atuane moved forward and hit the side netting for a really unstoppable shot.
What they say, it's just how you draw them up.
And the freshman who scored the first goal, Mohamed Zaki, ends up assisting that second goal. So a great night so far for Mohamed Zaki, as he sets up his teammate and fellow countryman, Francis Atuahene, for a fantastic goal, putting the Wolverines up 2-0 in the 20th minute of the match. Make sure to tweet everyone. Rutgers brings the ball into the Michigan half. One of their, really the closest they've been to the goal with the ball all half. And it's another turnover. Michigan takes over. Francis Atuahene takes the ball, blows by his defender. He has a chance for a shot.
Just pushed it.
Not sure if that was a shot or a pass.
It looked like a cross to me. He had 2 men streaking towards the goal on the right side.
I would agree with you. He passed the ball to Jack Hallahan, the leading goal scorer for the Wolverine offense. Just a little bit ahead of Hallahan. Otherwise, that could have been a great scoring opportunity.
Rutgers sets up with a throw-in now, headed back by Michigan into the Rutgers zone. And really, it's an example of who's controlling the game when Michigan is so frequently in Rutgers' side of the field. Rutgers rarely in Michigan's half.
I can't blame Rutgers head coach Dan Donegan for the early substitution, as Mohamed Zaki regains the ball in the 18-yard box but fires it wide. Can't really blame Rutgers head coach Dan Donegan for making an early first half substitution, because really there's no way for Rutgers to get back into this game if they never have the ball.
Pretty much. They have to try to do something to create opportunities.
Another Rutgers goal kick that sails over the midfield line, headed by the Michigan defense. Ball still in the air. It's not hit the ground yet as Rutgers takes possession. Rutgers defenseman Neil Guzman gets down the field, ball's intercepted by a Michigan defender, knocked forward and taken over by the Rutgers midfielders and passed back to the Rutgers keeper. They're going to start a whole new possession here. Honestly, for this Rutgers team, they get excited when they have the ball beyond the circle at midfield. That's about as far as they get the ball. They ever have the ball, as they have their best opportunity developing along the left sideline.
Oh, nice little touch pass.
Ball
there.
is crossed into the box. Two Michigan defenders between the man and the goal. Not really any opportunity there as the ball is fired into the side of the Michigan defender, and Michigan takes over possession.
Well, that's also how you draw it up. If you get beat a little bit on the side, you bring your defenseman into the box, check the net. Michigan did that very, very well.
Yeah, great analysis there, Alex. I think that was a perfectly executed defensive move right there. Even though Rutgers got into the box with the ball for really the second time all night, I believe, it didn't matter because there were two defenders blocking any forward movement for the ball. Rutgers was forced to take a low-percentage shot, and the ball was knocked away and sailed out of the 18-yard box. Ball played forward after a Michigan free kick. Teams fight for possession. Michigan gets the ball, lobs it forward. Hallahan takes possession but loses it to a Rutgers defender who tries to sprint upfield for a Rutgers counterattack. Rutgers passes the ball back and the ball's intercepted. Michigan passes it back to their defenders and starts the possession over at midfield.
You have to think if you're Rutgers, you want to keep Michigan at just these 2 goals here in the first half, and obviously to try to get one more as we start to enclose in these last 20 minutes of the first half. Try to make this more manageable.
With only 2 shots all game, it's hard to imagine how Rutgers can score 2 goals and bring this game to overtime, let alone get a third if they were to concede another.
Well, you got a lot more time left in this game. You don't have to rush now.
Absolutely. A lot of soccer left to be played. Far too early to rule anything out, but Rutgers has to feel nervous here. They have to start making things work on offense soon. And now might be their chance. Free kick ball played along into the Michigan half of the field. A lob forward intercepted by a Michigan defender. He heads it to a teammate. And now Michigan starts a counterattack. Ball passed along the sideline to Francis Atuhene. Ball passed up to Mohamed Zaki. One defender to beat, but a good, clean slide tackle knocks the ball out of bounds. And it looks like Michigan will take over with a throw-in.
That was over there right in front of the student seating, and they didn't like that one. But you have to live with it sometimes, even if they get it right or wrong.
Certainly could have been a reckless slide tackle. Hit the player. There could have been a card for maybe denying an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. Nonetheless, he played it cleanly and got the ball out of bounds. Michigan inbounds it, passes the ball along the midfield line, finds Hallahan along the sideline, passes it back up towards midfield. A ball is lobbed in, but Rutgers will head the ball away. That looked like a handball inside the box, I believe. No. They're going to call offsides off Michigan. Yep, the call is offsides. Thanks to our own Yosef Gross for confirming that call. You'll hear more out of Yosef in the second half. As Rutgers knocks the ball forward following the offsides call, Michigan regains possession. And Hallahan takes the ball across midfield. Errant pass intercepted by Rutgers. And now Rutgers starts a counterattack. They have even numbers, it looks like, one of Rutgers' best opportunities on the night. And the pass is too long for the wing going down the touchline. It will be a Michigan goal kick. First goal kick for the Wolverines in quite some time, Alex. I can't remember when the last time Michigan had a goal kick was.
Yeah, I think it was probably about 15 or so minutes ago. It's been quite a stretch of offensive dominance here for Michigan.
I think Andrew Verity might be getting a little bit bored out there tonight. He had to leave his feet just once to slide for a slow rolling shot.
The 6'3" sophomore probably dreaming about his old days in Ivyland, Pennsylvania, his hometown.
As he takes a long goal kick, headed forward by a Michigan midfielder, and the ball remains in the air, but cleared by a Rutgers defender, by Peter Brown, the Michigan defender, who passes it into Mohamed Zaki.
It's like he slipped.
Yeah, it does. Could have been a push, but official determined he simply slipped, and I think that's a good call. It's a very misty day here in Ann Arbor.
You have to imagine the pitch is a little slick.
Certainly. Those conditions certainly will factor into this game. Perhaps that's part of the reason why we've seen the players on both sides take it so slow. It would not be hard to lose your footing and turn over the ball under these conditions. Nonetheless, we have a pretty good attendance here in UM Soccer Stadium. This rainy weather has not deterred the crowd.
No, it is a pretty good crowd. A lot of kids.
Zaki brings it into the 18-yard box, but his cross is too long for Hallahan, and the ball rolls out of bounds. He basically kicked it from touchline to touchline as Rutgers sets up an inbound pass. And do we have another? No. My bad. A player along the touchline looked like he was running in for substitution. No.
Miles Hackett.
I was right to begin with. We do have a substitution. Miles Hackett, the junior forward, comes in for number 2, T.I.J. Birchall, the midfielder. So once again, Rutgers making a more offensive-minded substitution. Their last substitution was taking out a midfielder for a defender.
Well, and that's an upgrade in seniority, switching out a freshman for a senior there.
Hackett is a junior, I believe, but
yeah.
Nonetheless, your point still stands. It's a 2-year advancement as the ball goes out, as the errant pass goes out of the end line, setting up another Rutgers goal kick. We'll see if the junior can have any impact on offense and breathe some life, much needed life, into this Rutgers offense that has been really stagnant so far this first half. Goal kick goes long, misheaded by both a Michigan and Rutgers player as Rutgers takes the ball down the touchline and has to be cleared by Abdu Samaki. It will set up a Rutgers corner as Samaki has to kick the ball out of his own end line to clear a pass. This is Rutgers' second corner kick on the night. Will it amount to anything, unlike their previous one that was intercepted?
Oh, you have to get your guys, if you're Michigan defenders, right in the corner of the goal. Make sure to block anything. Perfectly.
Pretty good corner on both sides. Rutgers' Eric Saw, who kicked the ball, had a pretty good ball, but it was cleared by a Michigan defender. However, he cleared it out of his own end line, therefore setting up a corner kick now on the opposite side of the pitch. Eric Saw will kick this one as well.
Well, and sometimes that's the smarter play. If you put it in play, you risk a chance of another shot. Put it out, you just give them another corner. Set up your defense.
Absolutely, and I don't think this next quarter will be placed as well as previous.
You were right about that. Wasn't even close to the net.
Not close to the net or a player. Ball rolls out of the touchline. We'll see the players are arguing over whose ball it is, but Rutgers will be awarded the throw-in. He finds a man right outside the 18-yard box. Ball's in the air and taken over by the Michigan defense. Ball rolls back, and now the Rutgers defense has the ball right around midfield. The Rutgers defense regroups itself and lobs the ball forward, easily headed back, and back to the head of a Rutgers midfielder. And the junior substitution, Eric Saw has the ball taken away from him by a good, quick move from the Michigan defense. And now Michigan starts its counterattack. Mohamed Zaki has the ball, dribbling down the field. He cuts in towards the center of the field, passes the ball. We have a man on the side of the 18-yard box. Oh, ball is kicked. Oh, the keeper had to get – he was able to deflect the ball, but it came off of his hands and went right towards Hallahan, Michigan's leading goal scorer. However, before Hallahan could kick it, the keeper, Pereira, regrouped himself and got on top of the ball, not allowing any shots.
Well, that's a fine play. Those suction cup hands. Just grab the ball. Don't let him pick it out.
Had he wasted a half a second anywhere, the ball probably would have reached Hallahan's feet, and he could have scored a goal there. Nonetheless, the ball gets rallied downfield. We have a player losing his shoe before the ball gets thrown in.
It's Ivo Cerda, junior from Santiago, Chile.
Shoe is back on, and Rutgers will throw the ball inbounds. Throws it to the substitution, Miles Hackett. And the ball goes out of bounds right where it did last time, and will basically restart that exact same play. And he throws it again to Hackett. That seems to be where they're trying to feed the ball to.
Well, they brought him in for a reason.
And it appears he's the guy they want to have the ball down by the 18-yard box. Ball was cleared initially by a Michigan defender, intercepted by Rutgers, and kicked out of bounds across the end line.
Now we got a couple substitutions.
Replaces number 10, Francis Atuane.
The second goal scorer, Francis Atuane, is substituted for number 7, Farouk Osman, another Ghanaian. A lot of Ghanaian representation today as they swap countryman for countryman. The other Michigan player to enter the game is number 16, Tristan Jacob, the senior out of Ann Arbor, Michigan. I did not catch who came out in his place. It was Ivo Cerda, the player who had the shoe technical difficulty a minute ago. Thank you to our Finn Storer for pointing that one out. A good cross to the 18-yard box. Not sure what was attempted there. He had the ball right along the end line, was cornered by a defender, and just kicked the ball out of bounds.
I think it was a chip looking for a head and just got too much on it.
Get that back towards Hallahan, but the ball was way too far forward. Sails out of the end line, setting up a Rutgers goal kick. 12 minutes to play in this first half. Ball is booted across the midfield line.
Well, Rutgers has done well in preventing Michigan from scoring here recently, but they still just have nothing offensively.
Zaki tries to knock the ball back to Hallahan, goes out of bounds. Rutgers sets up. Hackett gets the ball, but his cross is too short and is headed away by Michigan defense. Rutgers regains, passes the ball to Hackett. He's been touching the ball a lot. That substitution has worked so far. Another unsuccessful cross, though, intercepted by Mark Ibarra. He's a freshman out of Ann Arbor. So currently 2 players from Ann Arbor are on the field right now for the Michigan Wolverines.
Well, we're better to go than the hometown school, eh?
Absolutely, says Alex Drain, another Ann Arbor native. And I suppose you are from the same graduating class, different school, but you were going to high school with Mark Ibarra at the same time here in Ann Arbor.
Yeah, I knew some people who went to school with him, played on the same Skyline Eagles soccer team with him.
So I guess you've been scouting him for quite some time now. And that's going to be aggressive play there. Poor decision by the substitute who we've been praising for really infusing some life into this Rutgers offense. Miles Hackett shoves a Michigan defender with the ball. That it's an easy call for the official, awards a free kick, and then in frustration, Hackett boots the ball. Not a good look for him. No card awarded, though, so he escapes that without any further discipline. Michigan sets it up, and the ball's intercepted by Rutgers. A cross in, a little too strong, though, misses his man. He had a man streaking down.
He almost had that, just a little bit better of a play, and he could have put it in the back of the net.
That would have been a great opportunity to one-touch him, boot it into the goal. It would have been hard to save. Nonetheless, played just a little bit off what it needed to be. And now Michigan retakes the ball. Hallahan dribbles the ball in towards the 18-yard box. He passes it in. He has a man. The substitute, number 7. We have a whistle. Offsides. Correct call right there. Good diagnosis, Alex. And now Rutgers will set up a free kick just outside the 18-yard box as their keeper, Rafael Pereira, is going to boot this ball away. Ball sails for quite some time to Hackett. They really want to get the ball towards him. Makes me wonder why he wasn't starting if he is so vital to their offense.
I think they were going to just try to protect the net and keep it even, and they realized Michigan was going to score anyway, so a little bit of shot of life into it.
Hackett definitely appears to be Rutgers' strongest offensive weapon. Ball is passed up towards Hallahan. There have been 2 defenders on him all night. He has a good ball forward. They're dancing right near the corner of the field.
Who almost got his hand on it. Rutgers player went down for a tackle, almost got that left hand right on the ball. Just avoided it.
And Rutgers throws the ball in. They pass the ball back, and Hackett finds some space along the far left touchline, passes it to number 3, Neil Guzman, but the ball is taken away. We do have a whistle, though. And it will be a Rutgers free kick. Eric Saw, who seems to be their man to take all set pieces, sets up for quite a free kick quite far away from the goal on the Michigan side of the field, nonetheless. And he lobs it in towards the goal. 30 seconds. Oh, it's a fantastic play there by Rutgers. You could not have done that any better. What a fantastic ball to number 37, Ryan Peterson. I believe it's the first time we've called his name all night, but he gets his head on the ball and could not have had a better header. It goes into the net for a Rutgers goal. And Rutgers has really done what they needed to in these last closing 15 minutes of the half. 8:02 to play. So that ball was scored in the 38th minute.
Well, and that's the thing. It's a game where there's only a few scoring opportunities. You don't have to be the best team play by play. You just have to protect your own net and get what opportunities are given. They got an opportunity to set something up, a perfect cross, an absolute dandy of a head right into the back of the net.
Could not have played that any better. It was a low-hanging ball by the time it got into the box. But Ryan Peterson, he just dove, put his head on the ball, gave it a small bounce so it got by the keeper, and it rolled into the side netting of the goal. Fantastic play. Eric Saw proved me wrong. I thought the ball was too far from the goal to set up any good goal-scoring opportunity. Perfectly gets to by the last rank of Michigan defenders, but still in front of the keeper, and trusts his man, Ryan Peterson, to dive forward, get a head on the ball, and score a goal.
You underestimated the strength of that right foot, I guess.
No, he's showing some pretty good ball placement all day today. My apologies to Eric Saw. I will have to watch out for him for the rest of this game.
So, at this point in the game, if you're Rutgers, you're fine taking a 2-1.
Oh, Rutgers has to feel great right now, despite being this dominating time of possession, opportunities. They're outshot 10-4, and they're only down 1. And conversely, Michigan has to feel sick to their stomachs that they're not, that unless something happens soon, they won't be going to the half with a multi-goal lead. Peterson gets the ball now on a counterattack after a Michigan attack. Falls short, but the pass is intercepted by Hallahan. He has room. Touches the ball a little bit too strong. Intercepted by Nico Lovis out of Holmdel, New Jersey for Rutgers. Rutgers passes the ball to their defenders and sets up a new possession here. Too short of a pass, intercepted by the Michigan offense. They dump the ball forward. They have 3-on-4 here. Finds a pass tipped by a Rutgers defender.
At a corner.
Yeah, that should be a corner. Great interception by, I believe, Mohamed Zaki. Passes the ball to his fellow countryman, Umar Farouk Osman out of Accra, Ghana, the capital of Ghana. Setting up a corner, I believe Hallahan will play this in. Michigan has now outshot Rutgers 11-4. They're hoping to get at least another shot here. Good ball right to the middle of the 18-yard box. Collected. The ball was collected by Osman. Had a good chance at an air shooting the ball in the air. Sails wide right of the goal, though, setting up a Rutgers goal kick. 5.5 to play remaining in the first half. 2-1, Michigan leads if you're just joining us. Both players missed the header. The ball rolls down the field, but collected by the Michigan defense. They pass the ball up to Osman, and he's taken away by the defender, McQuaid, I believe. McQuaid sprints down the touchline, gets by a few defenders, but he's tripped up.
This will be another opportunity for Rutgers.
Official is going to set up the kick. This ball will be placed not far from the box. It appears he's writing up the Michigan defender. Yep, a yellow card has been awarded. And Finch Store is informing me the Ann Arbor native, Mark Ibarra, has been carded with a yellow. Eric Shaw, the deadly set-piece tool, he's maybe 5 yards behind the 18-yard box, set off to his right. He'll try to lob it in, and this, with 5 minutes to go, this can be a tie game going into the half. The clock is stopped by NCAA rules for this free kick. Good lob, but it's right to the keeper. Punches it out.
Michigan might have gotten away with something.
Yeah, that easily could have been awarded for a penalty kick. The ball came flying off Verdi's hands, who was bored earlier in the game, but now I think he preferred that to a close game. He's seen some excitement now to punch the ball away. Didn't get a whole lot of air under the ball. And I believe that was Sean Daly who had a chance at the ball. Got a little bit of a push.
They always say you can tell how questionable a call is by how emphatic the referee is, and he was swinging those irons.
Absolutely, great point. He knew McQuaid was, or my apologies, Daly was going to be asking for the ball.
Yeah, we got a foul there. That was number 28, Lavulos. He was wearing Michigan forward with a cheap suit, just holding on to the side. And
the Rutgers is looking for where the ball will be placed. It looks like Hallahan will take this set piece.
Back him up a little bit. Right by the Big Ten logo.
Yeah, looked like he was going to dot the I on the Big Ten.
That's just inside the B now. In between the B and the 1.
Yeah, the pseudo I. Rutgers coach Dan Donegan emphatically setting up the defense. This would be quite a long cross for Hallahan. He sets it up nicely. Batted down by the keeper. The ball was unpossessed right in front of the goal for a second there. No Michigan attacker could get his foot on the ball, though. As now Rutgers resets, 3.5 to play in the first half. Michigan student section banging the drum, trying to rally the troops here and add a security goal going into the half.
They've had a couple of opportunities, just haven't been able to convert here in the last couple of minutes.
Intercepted by Hallahan. He lobs it forward, but that's offsides. I think the whole stadium knew that. Every Rutgers player didn't bother chasing down the attacker, Umar Osman, who was way offsides. All the Rutgers defenders, rather than chasing down, just stuck their arm up. The referee took notice. Rutgers defender plays the ball, and Hackett saves the ball right at the end line. He dribbles into the 18-yard box, tries to make something happen, fires up, and off-balance shot goes over the crossbar. Michigan goal kick. I have to give my props to Rutgers head coach Dan Donegan in his 8th season. He seems to have known the substitutions he needs to make. This has been a much more even second half of the first half. Really a tale of 20 minutes apiece so far.
We have a score update from the World Cup qualifying match, CONCACAF qualifying. United States are taking on Panama.
We have a goal, 1-0 the U.S. Who is the goal scorer there?
Christian Pulisic.
Oh, exciting. The 18-year-old Pulisic scores. Now Rutgers takes over the ball, gets by defender, but the ball is taken away from him in the box. And once again, we'll call it Alex's rule. The referee very emphatically explaining to Brian Hawkins, the Rutgers forward, that there was no penalty there. Would have been a penalty kick as he was forced to the ground in the box. But I think that was a fair call.
Well, we've talked a lot tonight about hometown people, but did you know that Pulisic actually has connections to this area?
I'm aware. His father was an indoor soccer coach in southeastern Michigan, I believe.
Yes, he started the first futsal league in southeast Michigan. Then they moved out to Hershey, Pennsylvania.
So Pulisic, the 18-year-old phenom for the U.S. national team, with the goal against Panama. A badly needed win for the U.S. in the World Cup qualifying hexagonal. But we'll get more on that as we enter halftime with only a minute to play. The ball has been knocked around midfield quite a bit as Osman, who's touched the ball quite a lot since coming off the bench, takes over. But Eric Saw takes the ball back to Osman. Osman takes it back to Saw now.
He got thrown to the ground.
Referee talking to Saw.
Just grabbed him by the right wrist. And there might have been a little bit of selling it, but
Marches towards him to have a chat. Looks like he will not be bringing out a card.
far too emphatic to not whistle anything.
And now all the Michigan players with 30 seconds left get downfield as the keeper Verdi tries to kick the ball as deep as he can with 23 to play, 22 and counting. Trying to set up one last attempt at a Michigan goal. Ball is knocked downfield, but it goes right to Hackett. Hackett heads it forward to the Michigan defense. And they fight for the ball. Michigan comes out. Oh, that's going to be a dangerous tackle there. 5 seconds to play in the half. 3, 2, 1. And that's going to end the half. No stoppage time in NCAA. But we're going to go to half, and you can you can rejoin us in the second half. Just giving you our final update, 1-0 in the U.S. Game. The U.S. is not where they'd like to be in the hexagonal play. They'd like to have wrapped it up. Nonetheless, 1-0 U.S., 2-1 Michigan. At halftime, we will join you once the second half begins in about 15 minutes here in Ann Arbor. I've been Daniel Thompson alongside Alex Grain. Finn Storr and Yosef Gross will have the second half when we resume. I don't think we need to stop the broadcast because we did. Yeah, and then they'll take over.
There's one at the end of the first.
Yeah, go ahead.
Michigan 2, Rutgers 1. During halftime, we ask that all spectators please remain off the playing field. Thank you for your cooperation. The Michigan men's soccer team returns to home action on Saturday, October 14th for a 4 p.m. matchup versus the University of Omaha Magics. For tickets and more information, visit mnoblue.com.
There's more treatment about the during surgery or radiation. It's a tune behind you. Treatment doesn't only have to assassinate. But how do we see like start back up? Like when treatment is like patient.
I mean, it's playing right now.
What is that offer patients access to health care?
We have any options stadium.
We're taking on fast. So we know this.
Oh, you can hear us talking right now. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I've seen the attacking Trident mission of the three Ghanaian players, Zaki, Atuahene, and Farouk Osman, have been very dangerous, especially running in on the side. Of course, Zaki and Atuahene working on that first goal for Serda, and then Atuahene gave himself a score kick in seconds. So if they can keep that pressure up by that Ghanaian front three, they should have an 18 second half.
Rutgers is set to take it off. It's like after going up these years, subbed out Atuahene and some other more senior players, now playing with a much younger group. Looks like they've still got Zaki up top. He's accompanied by Hallahan, and we're underway in the second half. It on, out of bounds for Michigan throw on the near side of the field.
Pretty basic start from Rutgers, just playing it back and getting up the field.
Brown set to take the throw in, lobs it forward. That comes to Zaki. He plays it to Atuahene, taken by Rutgers. One back at midfield. Here it takes it. And Rutgers wins it back along the back line.
Oh.
Foul there called on Michigan. Rutgers ball just inside the rim.
I don't know if that's a foul for me.
Yeah.
Not much in it, just a little push, but nothing too much to warrant a big foul, especially since they didn't gain possession.
Looks like Rutgers is looking to establish the possession here in the second half. Put some pressure on Michigan. They lob that free kick forward. It comes out at the top of the 18, cleared away by Abdu Samake.
Atuahene trying to control it, but ends up kicking out of bounds for a Rutgers throw.
Throwing for Rutgers now. They go far down the right side. Garrett's got it again. Hackett's got it again. He's been all over Michigan's right side. Goes down the touchline, throws it across, and it bounces off of Peter Brown for Rutgers throw it.
Good position of Peter Brown there, getting right in between before it gets into this danger zone, right by the 6-yard box. Be interested to see if Rutgers are going to have a good corner here. Most of their shots have been a little heavy on the touches.
Rutgers set to take it. One's been made. It's whipped in and it's hit out. Comes back out. For Sa, he puts on another good ball. Scrum in the box. Cleared away by Michigan. Stevens looks like he got it out from the midfield. Rutgers regains possessions. Goes right back down the right side. Again with Neil Guzman. He puts in a ball. That one cleared again. So Rutgers has a lot of early pressure right here. And that comes out again for a shot, which is a shot. That comes out again for Rutgers, which is a shot way over. It'll be goal kick Michigan.
Michigan's clearances weren't as good as they should have been. Should have been getting past that first line of Rutgers defenders, but a gift with a poor shot from the Rutgers midfielder.
Looks like Rutgers is doing a lot better here to start the second half.
Yeah, definitely keeping more possession and attacking for sure.
Pretty set to take the goal kick. He pops it up. That one is headed down by Rutgers in their own half. It comes out. Battle for the ball right near midfield. And lob back up. Michigan gains possessions, but they quickly hit it back in the air. No one really able to settle the ball right now. Eventually, it's kicked out of bounds by Michigan for Rutgers.
Michigan trying to step up the pressure here.
That one's lobbed down the right side. Hackett takes it, unable to turn. One back by Michigan. Atuahene plays it into Zaki.
Oh, that's a foul.
Right there by Zeno Mazzucato, the defender, freshman.
Mazzucato held him back quite a bit there.
And
call by the referee.
Mazzucato came on in the first half, right after that early goal for Michigan, so he's been on the field for quite some time. Looks like Ibarra's getting set to take that one. On the left side of the field, just about 10 yards past the 18-yard box. I look for Atuahene and Zaki as they make the run in the box.
Yeah, Eric saw the one-man wall right now. There's some communication between the referee and the coaches. Play being held up for a little bit.
Looks like referee Carmen Serbio is motioning something to the Rutgers bench. Can't exactly tell. Looks like it's been sorted out now. Ibarra standing over the free kick, getting set to look it in. And lobs it in right there. Oh, he goes back.
Goalie had to jump up in the last second.
Pereira took quite an acrobatic save, punching it just above his head. Looks like he wasn't quite expecting that one to come so deep into his net, I think.
Yeah, no, Ibarra put it really close into the net. I was a little surprised. I thought he was going to play more of an outswinger towards the heads of his attackers, but he played it in more for them to chase.
Corner now taken. It comes far post. A little too far. Overshoots everyone. Rutgers able to create a bicycle attempt there from Atuene, but does not connect. Bob back out to midfield. Stevens heads back into the Rutgers half. Serda's trying to settle. And that ball.
Poor deflection from Rutgers.
Oh. They're able to make a run into the box. Just a little too long of a touch and cut out by Rutgers to a Michigan corner. Sorry for a throw.
Michigan taking the throw in now.
Michigan a hold up. They throw a long throw in. It's headed back at the near post. Cleared by Rutgers off the Michigan attacker for Rutgers goal. So a little back and forth here at the start of the second half, as we're just ticking into the 4.5 minute mark. Michigan leading 2-1. Goal kick set up by Pereira. That one's headed down by Serda, but a foul is called. Oh, and it looks like a foul is called against Serda. Referee initially pointed for Michigan, but quickly corrected himself. It'll be a Rutgers free kick just inside the Michigan.
Yeah, he had a good up, but he used the Rutgers player to get himself that high for that header. Rutgers line up for the free kick now.
Yeah, it looks like Bryce Washington, the defender, is standing over this one. Rutgers sending plenty of men forward. Looks like they'll lob this one deep into the box to test Verdi. They do just that. A high floating one onto the edge of 18. Not much happening there as it's headed out there by Rutgers for Michigan. So it looks like Rutgers has maybe changed their game plan here in the second half. Looks like they're going to go with more of a straightforward attack, not try to keep too much possession so far.
Yeah, they seem to overcomplicate things a little bit in the first half, losing possessions in the middle of the park. Now they've sort of controlled the game and trying to settle down a little bit, really trying to play the ball forward. That free kick was a similar angle to their goal, but not the same outcome.
Verdi with the goalkeeper that doesn't quite catch all of the Rutgers attack. Comes all the way back to Verdi. He's now got it in his hands.
Hopefully we can get a better clearance this time.
Verdi now with the ball. Motions his defenders forward. Looks like he's going to play this one long. Rockets this into the foggy night sky. Serda there takes it down nicely, but it is taken away by Rutgers midfielder Brian Hawkins.
Callahan on the wing, the top goal scorer for Michigan.
Callahan with a nice run there, tried to get forward, but it was just come out. Ball goes out for Michigan to throw it.
Billy Stevens on the throw.
Ball comes in down the line. Stevens throws it into Zaki. Zaki cuts in, edge of the box, plays it back to Serda. Serda back outside to Hallahan. Hallahan goes down the side, crosses it in, looking for Stevens. Sorry.
Good header clear by the Rutgers defender.
Just over the line.
Good read by the defender getting that header in. That was vital. Michigan's attack was right there to meet it.
Really just missing the final pass on that play. Now looks like Hallahan is set to take the corner. Left footer stands at the far side. Looking to swing that one in. Hallahan swings it into the box. Goalkeeper comes out with a nice punch. Doesn't fully connect, but does just enough to get it cleared. Rutgers still trying to clear it from the box, and they finally do just to the edge of the 18. Not far enough. Hallahan regains possession, goes down the end line, cuts back in. Questions of a foul. Hallahan went down, actually grabbed the ball. Referee gives handball against Michigan. Will be Rutgers' ball.
And not to mention that trip for Hallahan, it was didn't seem as clear to be a foul. Very, very light, very light. He went down too easily, I think, for the referee to make that call.
Now Pereira beats it upfield. Rutgers just trying to establish something in Michigan's half right now. So that ball comes back out though. Now Atuene gets it on the left wing. He's going down the sideline. He's got a one-on-one, looking for some support. Throws it far post, but that one is just way too long. That'll go out on the far side for Rutgers there.
Far too long of a cross. Should have played it much shorter to his attackers in the middle.
Rutgers just trying to settle down the game now, taking their time on this throw on the far side. Throw it far upfield. That ball comes out, comes right off the Rutgers forward, settles down nicely. They try to play it in behind, but Abdu Samake with a nice slide tackle to cut that out. Rutgers quickly puts it back in play, plays it down again, cuts it in. A nice in-swinging cross, but that one is cut out as well.
Another good read by the Michigan defense.
Callahan now with the ball in the middle. Nice find to Atuene out wide. His first touch just seemed to let him down there. Rutgers regains possession. Hackett tried to take it down the right side. That ball's taken away. And now Atuene, or Zaki's got it on the left side. He cuts between two Rutgers defenders, and that is going to be a foul right outside the corner of the 18-yard box.
Good call from the referee there. Just seemed to dug into Zaki's heel.
Zaki really putting the pressure on the Rutgers defenders there, going right at two of them. Managed to kick the ball between them and draw that foul. Looks like it will be either him or Ibarra. Both of them standing over the ball right now. Zaki's got it in his hands. Looks like he doesn't want to get that one in.
Ibarra's handled most of the free kicks this evening. It'll be interesting to see how Zaki takes it if he ends up being the free kick taker.
Looks like it will be Zaki. Stands 3 yards back in that stance. Goes for goal, and he shoots it just high.
Good curl on it. Just needs to get it down a bit more.
Maybe a little bit ambitious there.
Rutgers coach very animated on the sidelines. A little bit unhappy with his defender, Tim McQuaid.
That ball is launched upfield by Pereira and headed back by Serta. Up to Zaki at the forward position, who can't get it. Played back by Rutgers to their goalkeeper. Tries to clear it a second time. This time gets a little bit more underneath it. That ball headed on. He will be settled down by Samaki. So passes it off to Verdi. Verdi now with the ball. He'll clear it back upfield. Settles down in the midfield. Ibarra's got it. Tries to find Mertz. Mertz plays it back for Serta. Serta now on the right wing finds Hallahan. Overlapping run on the right side by Billy Stevens. Hallahan chooses to cut inside, goes for goal, just a little wide.
He had Stevens behind him shouting out on the right side. Could have used him as a drop option, sort of cut down towards the touchline and play it across a little closer to goal.
Yeah, it looks like he also had Zaki at the far post there for a cross.
Definitely.
Maybe a little overly ambitious, going for the shot right there. Pereira now lining up the goal kick again. Launches that one up to midfield. That one's headed on by the Rutgers forward, but Abdu Samake across nicely to cut that one out. He's under pressure now, and he gets fouled by the Rutgers forward. A little frustration there, as it looked like that was a bit of an unnecessary foul, but looked like frustration got the best of the Rutgers player there. That was Ryan Peterson, the goal scorer for Rutgers.
It's interesting how Rutgers lined up on that goal kick. Most of them were in the center of the park. Not much width, which is really necessary when trying to cut in through the Michigan defense.
That's a good point. So far, it looks like Rutgers really trying to make it a hard-fought game in the midfield. Rather than Michigan skill players get isolated on the side. Verdi knocks this one forward all the way to the edge of the Rutgers 18 box. Headed back out by a Rutgers defender. Looks like that's going to be that Kyle. Was that Malik Mathis? Looks like he's down at the edge of this box. Took a bit of a knock on that header.
Yeah, taking this time to get up after that challenge with Serta.
And now they're calling on
the medical staff.
He's motioning him off, says he's okay, but they are going to be okay with the head injury in question.
Interesting back and forth to start out this second half. Good pressure led on by both teams.
And excuse me, it looks like that was Nico Lavulis who was down injured.
Serda's just been shown a yellow card for his challenge.
Oh, wow. Game stops here for a while. As,
Bulo's still getting attention. Looks like he has some sort of a nosebleed.
looks like he's bleeding a little from his nose there. Might have taken a bit of an elbow from Serda, which earned him the yellow card.
He'll be replaced by junior midfielder Thomas Dovel.
He replaces the injured number 28, Nico Lavulis.
So Nico Lavulis goes off, Thomas Dovel in. Let's see what Rutgers can do here. Rutgers now with the throw in down the left side. After launching that one forward, they throw it in. Good turn by the Rutgers player. Lays it off to the midfielder, but it's stolen again by Serda. He's been all over the second half. He plays that one out to Zaki on the right side.
Tuahene making it around the left.
Crossfield pass to Atuene. Take it down nicely. But the Rutgers defender. Oh, cuts it. Atuene gets it again. He shoots. He's what a shot. Wonderful. Atuene to the far post. A beautiful by Zaki.
Rutgers defender absolutely humbled that challenge to Tuahene.
Zaki bursting through the midfield line. Take that one to the far side to Atuene. Just not to the Rutgers defender. Cutting and slapping far post right past the ground. So Michigan takes the step back in the command of this game.
Great goal, but Tuahene had the ball put on a plate for him by the Rutgers defender. Just really poor clearance.
Seems like the Rutgers defender did cut in there for a minute in front of Tuahene, but just wasn't able to do it. Rutgers now starting the ball quickly. They'll play it out to the right side. That's taken forward by Neil Guzman. Guzman doesn't really see an option, plays it back. That one's taken in the middle of the park by Vincent Gordon. Gordon goes forward a little, plays a through ball. That one's cut out by Abu Samaki. Rutgers regains possession out to the left side, just inside the halfway mark. They launch it towards the 18-yard box. That one's cut out by Samaki again. This time, Billy Stevens recovers the ball. That's out to Hallahan on the right wing near midfield. Hallahan tries to go past the player and does. Finds Zaki up near midfield, right in the middle of the park. Zaki gets it taken away by the Rutgers defender. Good defending there by Rutgers.
Rutgers playing it all the way back here, trying to build up from the back with a big clearance by the goalie.
That one down. That one's out for Serda. It looks like a foul is going to be called on Stevens on that jump. Might have just used the Rutgers defender a little to get up there. Looks like Vincent Gordon is standing over this free kick. Freshman out of Ithaca, New York, near midfield. Takes it, launches it deep into the box. Looking for Miles Hackett. Hackett takes it down near the corner of the 18.
Slight call.
And that one is going to hit off of Peter Brown for Rutgers.
Slight call of handball from the Michigan players on Hackett when he was controlling that cross, but no call by the referee.
So Rutgers gets trying to respond again.
Nico Lavulis.
The first half responded well. Up the pressure. Trying to do the same thing here in the second. We'll swing the corner in. That one's headed out. Comes all the way back to midfield. Rutgers recovers. Swings it right back in. Headed up by Rutgers, but not much doing there as Rudy comes out to the right side.
Safely in the hands of Verdi after that small attack by Rutgers. Urging his defenders forward. He wants to launch it.
He does just that, launching it all the way down the field. That one goes all the way back to the Rutgers defenders, headed forward. Bit of a scrum in the middle. Comes down to Zaki. He plays on the Atuene. A little bit ambitious there. Recovers it again.
Gets the control. Has a shot.
That's blocked again. That one comes back down to Atuene on the left side. He's got three Rutgers defenders around him, all alone, looking for some support. Plays it back all the way to the middle to Serda. Serda turns, looks to the right side, plays that for Billy Stevens. Stevens now at the corner of the 18. Plays across him, and that one is collected by Pereira.
Lovely moves by Zaki in that little play on the left side.
Rutgers now looking to counter. They drop the ball out to midfield. In the form of Neil Guzman. Guzman gets it taken away by Mark. Great work by the native on Guzman there. Throws it back in. Hackett down the right side, surrounded by three Michigan players. Somehow works it through, able to find it back to the center back. Now it settles back with Guzman, the Rutgers player, on the right side. Guzman plays it in, and Billy Stevens with a bit of a miscue clearance there, but Hallahan able to pick him up. Hallahan plays back to Stevens. Stevens clears out of that.
Not clear if Hallahan was trying to play a dummy with his first attempt at a clearance or just mishit it.
A little shaky for Michigan after that. Will not want to concede so quickly after going up 2 goals again. Peter Brown now with the ball on the left side. Plays it across this field to Zaki. Zaki goes back to goal. Tries to
push in the back.
Foul by number 14, Zayden Mazzucato of Rutgers, the defender. Really an unnecessary foul right there.
Yeah, raising his hand at the referee, thinking it wasn't a push, but it seemed to clearly was. Pushed Zaki straight to the ground.
Barr standing over this free kick again, just about 15 yards inside the Rutgers half. Looks like he'll try to swing this one in and give Zaki a chance. Barr stands over it, throws to the corner of the 18. Looks like the center back, Jackson Reagan, up there. Mertz collects that one, throws it back outside. Jackson Reagan making a nice overlapping run, swings it back in, but that one is collected by the goalie, Rafael Pereira, who looks to get the Rutgers counterattack started, but has to settle for it as he sees all his options.
Decent free kick by Ibarra, but well read by the Rutgers defense. Big clearance from the goalie.
That's launched long by Pereira, collected by Rutgers on the right side, and a foul by number 3, Peter Brown, on Ryan Peterson, who has looked like the brightest of the Rutgers players so far in the attacking third. Peterson able to draw that foul, just clipping it over Peter Brown, who was forced to take him down. So Rutgers is set up on the free kick, all the way down in the Michigan third, about 10 yards from the corner of the 18. Sa takes it, swings in the nice ball. That one's just headed clear by Jackson Reagan, the defender for Michigan. That one comes back out. Hallahan collects on the right side. He's got his back to goal. Tries to turn the Rutgers defender. Holds up well. Now turns him, cuts inside. He's got space in the midfield. And
he's
pulled
pulled
back by
a
the
little
Rutgers
bit.
defender. Referee playing advantage. That one comes out. Robbie Mertz. Mertz collects. Throws back out to the right side to Billy Stevens. Stevens got a man on the right side. That's Zaki. Instead, chooses to go far post, looking for Atuene, but just cut out by the Rutgers defender. That goes out for. That one looks like it's going out for a Michigan throw.
Substitution now for Michigan.
The Michigan substitution is number 7, Umar
Farouk Osman coming on in for Zaki.
He replaces number 9, Mohamed Zaki.
There's a little clap to the fans who gladly clap back after.
Just goes past Robbie Mertz out of bounds for the Rutgers.
Welcome substitution is number 26.
It looks like this game's much more even in the second half.
I think Rutgers are, they're trying to play it out the back, through the middle. They could be using width a little more, try to play some more crosses in. The free kicks they haven't taken advantage of. Eric Saw's a great free kick specialist, but doesn't seem to be getting much help when it comes into the box.
Now, newly to the field, Umar Farouk Osman takes it. That's stolen back from the Rutgers defender. Bit of a back and forth happening in the midfield. Comes out for Atuene on the left side, though. He's got a lot of space. Goes right into the 18. Goes just misses the far post. Screamer off the
Fantastic control by Atuene right there to keep that ball inbounds and then make that run to the left side of the 18-yard box. Good shot, sort of curving outwards, but just too far wide.
A bit of a defensive breakdown there from Rutgers looked like.
Yeah, they left a gap wide open. They committed too far in the attack, but Peter Brown's strong header to Atuene really sparked Michigan.
Now a battle for the ball in the midfield after Pereira launches on the field. Looks like Jackson Reagan cuts across. He's able to clear out of bounds for a Michigan throw.
Hackett's been a bright spot for Rutgers. When he gets the ball, he controls it quite well and tries to play it out, but he's not getting as much support up top as Michigan has had.
So far, when the Rutgers players have gotten the ball in the attacking third, it's been 1 against 3 and 1 against 1. They've had a lot of work to do on their own. Now Peter Brown takes the throw, and that ball's headed on by Evo Serta, but collected by the Rutgers defender, who wants it right back in. Jackson Reagan now tries to clear it, but that one's taken again by Ryan Peterson. Throws in the middle, but no one is there from Rutgers to put it in. It's cleared away from by Billy Stevens for another Rutgers throw.
Good line of attack here for Rutgers. Oh, but poor control by Hackett. Goes straight out of bounds for Michigan throw. Needs to do better than that if Rutgers is going to get back into this game.
Yeah, it looks like no real reason to take that throw so quickly. Now Michigan throws it and Saturdays foul is off. Michigan with a chance to clear here.
Silly foul. Didn't really need to give it up.
A bit of sustained pressure from Rutgers there, but as we've seen so often in this game so far, Rutgers not able to really generate any chances once they get Michigan's lead. This ball launched forward by Reagan. It's down the left side. Atuene able to save it from out to the goal. That'll be a Rutgers throw-in all the way down in their own goal. That one's thrown in, but thrown right out of bounds for the Michigan throw-in.
A bit surprising to see that throw-ins haven't been turned around here.
Yeah, it looked like
when you get to this level, you can't be making mistakes like that.
Very basic mistake there by the Rutgers man. Throwing it straight out of bounds when his players weren't even ready. Michigan now sits up with a long throw-in the Rutgers box. Peter Brown launches it in, headed back out, but a foul on Michigan. It'll be a Rutgers free kick.
A little bit of a push on the defender, but enough to warrant the foul called by the referee.
Referee Carmen Sergio has called a pretty tight game up until this point. And issued one yellow card in the first half. That ball's not forward. Michigan recovers. Pushes that one back up forward. Atuene not able to settle on the left side. Samuel Mazzucato has been all over the field for the Rutgers defender, able to dish it back out to his fellow center back. Rutgers now controls in the run half. Passing it along the back line, and just a silly pass, trying to find the left back on the wing. Just goes right under his foot. That'll be a Michigan throw.
So if Michigan can get it into their star man, Atua Hene, who's having a fabulous game using his speed and endurance and strength and finishing to get on the end of a lot of these goals and assist and be a part of it.
Now Rutgers recovers the ball off the Michigan throw-in, tries to play it long, but that's blocked in the midfield nicely by Mark Ibarra. Looked like Miles Hackett was making a nice run down the right channel. That one was just cut out. Rutgers throws it in, settles it along the back line. Look, kicks it far forward again this time. Looks like Rutgers is not looking to maintain much possession here, just trying to play Michigan's half. Osman settles this one. Sarah takes it, dribbles in between three defenders, goes down, no foul called. Rutgers recovers the ball, middle of the field, switch it out left, some room now for the left back to work. He comes forward, takes a long touch, and Callahan, good job tracking that there, just cuts it out.
Atua Hene, using his strength to really pressure that Rutgers defender, wins the ball, dispossesses him easily.
Atua Hene wins the ball and is immediately fouled. That looks like it's going to be a card on the Rutgers defender. I believe that looks like Nico Lovelace, who's come back into the game after that injury, just taking out some frustration.
A bit malicious, but Atua Hene has been unstoppable for most of this game.
Likely a well-deserved yellow card there. So he got quite a bit of a piece of Atua Hene right there.
Abdou Samake has his eye on this ball, just inside the Rutgers half.
Samake hits this one forward, looking for Sarah, but that one's headed out by Rutgers. Recovered quickly by Mertz in the midfield, plays Hallahan out wide. Hallahan throws across in, and that one is punched away by
Good punch by the goalie.
Michigan recovers, but an errant pass by Peter Brown gives Rutgers the ball. He now looks to counter, but it looks Michigan gets back well and forces Rutgers to retreat. Michigan now recovers the ball in the midfield. Nice pass into Mertz, who's able to turn, find some space on the right side. He's got Hallahan, plays it to Stevens instead. Stevens throws it across there, looking for Serda, but a nice play. A nice kick attempt by Atua Hene. What a save by Pereira, just able to cut that one out. Boy, what an attempt by Atua Hene.
He really had to position himself well in order to finish that one. I'm impressed he was able to get it off, but not surprised it didn't end up in the back of the net.
Now Miles Hackett gets the ball on the right wing, looking to turn. He was stifled there by a combination of Umar Farouk, Osman, and Peter Brown, who do well to win the ball. Brown now with the ball on the left side, tries to find Atua Hene, but goes all the way through to Pereira. Pereira now with the ball.
Atua Hene dutifully returning to his position right up top for Michigan.
Launched forward by the Rutgers man. Again attacking Peter Brown on the left side. Brown loses out on the headers. Rutgers wins it, plays it forward to their midfielder. Comes out again to Hackett on the right side. He's one-on-one with Peter Brown. Makes a move down the right side. Puts the cross in that goes off of Brown for a Rutgers corner.
Should have tried to cut down a little more to the touchline, I think, get that cross off, but no matter. Still with a corner kick for Rutgers, Scarlet Knights.
This is really where Rutgers has done their damage so far in this game. Of course, their goal in the first half came off that set piece.
Yeah, we'll see if they can get in here.
There's been some great service so far by Saad. He launches this one in. Header from Rutgers, but not a very good one. Comes
Trying to turn around.
In the box. Sarah eventually recovers. Plays that one to Osman. Quickly taken off. But that ball is hit out by Rutgers for a Michigan goal.
Saw's had some great delivers in these set pieces, and another good one there. Just a poor header by the Rutgers attacker, went straight into the ground. He seemed to break himself free from Michigan defender. A little far out for a goal, but could have played it to another Rutgers player with that header.
Tristan Jacob in place of Pico Serta. Like for like swap. Jacobs, of course, the senior out there. Hoping to give Serta a bit of a rest here. Ball's played forward by Verdi, but it goes out of the Rutgers half for Rutgers throw. He's taken, thrown forward to Hackett. He launches it back upfield. Bit of a scrum for the ball. Reagan wins out, able to settle it for Osman. Osman plays it down the line for Atua Hene. Race for the ball, and the Rutgers player wins out. Plays it off.
Atua Hene using that strength and speed.
No one there to tackle it. What a chance for Michigan.
Tristan Jacob was close to that ball. Atua Hene, great bit of work on the Rutgers defender.
Yeah, Atua Hene stealing it again off of the Rutgers right back. Just unable to find anyone. No one really made the run for Michigan. It also would have been an easy tackle.
Rutgers plays it in. Running around the center of the park. Miscue by Peter Brown. Hackett on the end of it.
Hackett now plays through, but
very poor. Easy work for Andrew Verdi. A good chance on the miscue by Peter Brown, but Verdi was right there after a poor. I don't know if he'd call that a shot attempt or a cross.
Well, it looked like he hadn't made up his mind himself. Now back out to Brown in the midfield. He settles that one, tries to play Atua Hene. Atua Hene just having his way with the Rutgers right back. He finally is able to win that one back. Looks like that's Thomas Dove, who came in the first half.
Rutgers clears, but Verdi, being the sweeper keeper, dribbles it into his own 18.
Verdi now wasting a little time, going all the way to the corner of his 18, maybe upsetting those Rutgers players a little bit more.
Ooh. Rutgers forward had a bit of a touch on Verdi as he picked it up.
Verdi now plays for Reagan in his own half. Reagan finds Mertz. Mertz with a beautiful
piece of skill.
That ball's played through to Atua Hene, who is unable to catch up to the ball. Looked like he might have slowed down there.
Atua Hene hesitated a couple times. I think he could have got it. He's been really fast and
substitution is number 6.
Just seems like he hasn't lost any of his energy this entire game. I'm surprised he could get to it.
Looked like Osman played that one through, and Atua Hene just simply stopped going.
An amazing little touch by Mertz to nick it past the Rutgers defender for Atua Hene, but couldn't get on the end of it.
Of course, this one settles again for Mertz in the middle. This time he looks for Atua Hene, but it's cut out again by Thomas Dove. Michigan really targeting the right side of that Rutgers defense.
I think it's a combination of the weakness of Rutgers on that right side and the strength of Atua Hene.
Atua Hene looked like far and away the best player for Michigan in the second half. Michigan collects the ball, plays it out to Hallahan on the right side, just inside the Rutgers half. Stevens making the overlapping run. Hallahan chooses not to pass it to him, passes it back along the right side to Abdu Samake instead.
Back to Jackson Reagan now.
Michigan just content to have some possession here. Settles in the back for Reagan. He plays across to Samake. Samake launches forward. That ball's taken. It's collected by Billy Stevens on the right side. He plays all the way back to Andrew Verdi. Verdi kicks that one back upfield. That ball's headed back. They're scrambling in the midfield right now. Neither team really able to gain possession. Finally, gets Summers for Robbie Mertz on the side. He hits Peter Brown. Plays it in. Nice bit of possession here for Michigan. It looks like they're just trying to settle down the game.
You even think with Michigan having a 2-goal lead, they might want to get a few other ones, make a statement against Rutgers to show the Big Ten that they mean business.
Russians of a handball there as Hallahan hits it off the Rutgers midfielder. Collects. He immediately loses the ball. Austin tries to play it in for Atuahene, but is unable to do so. Rutgers now settles it, loses it quickly again, and boy, they're just not able to have any extended spells of possession right now. Atuahene down the left side again. Goes right past double again, plays the ball in.
Good
That's
cross.
batted out by Pereira, comes back out for Hallahan. Hallahan at the top of the 18, and that ball is blocked by Rutgers away. Good defending there.
Lovely little cross by Atuahene. Rutgers goalie had to get a touch on it, or else it would have been finished in that backside by Hallahan.
Ball's again recovered by Peter Brown. Michigan just relentless in their attack here, but he plays a lazy ball in that's taken away from him by Neil Guzman, who now settles on the right side. Brandon Tetro, the midfielder for Rutgers, takes the ball, plays it to Peterson on the right wing. Peterson making a move, plays it through the middle, but just no Rutgers player in the middle to get on the end of that cross. And that ball is cleared out by Stevens for Rutgers to throw it.
Rutgers has to
place it in quickly.
Rutgers has to be more careful with their possession when they get up top. They seem to be giving it away too much, trying to force it. Sometimes you just have to let it be natural. Rutgers on the ball, has a little shot, but far wide to the right. Easy Michigan goal kick.
And looks like Michigan does have some control on the game right now. Finn, do you just see any way Rutgers can get back into this?
Yeah, with 14 minutes left and not much sign of the Rutgers attack being able to string something together, I don't see it being likely. They might be able to nick one in if Michigan tries to lay back a little too much, but I think they'll keep the pressure on, maybe try to get a fourth, sort of up that goal difference for the Big Ten standings.
Rutgers has not had a win in the Big Ten yet, going 0-5. Michigan leads 3-1 here. Just about 14 minutes left to play. Ball settles in the midfield for Atuahene. Atuahene plays it cross side to Osman. He's in a race for the ball, but Pereira comes all the way out to the edge of the 18 to knock that away.
Osman goes down. He's still sitting down, but he's up now.
Stevens now collects, plays it into the side, all the way through. Past two Michigan players who are unable to get on the end and cleared out of bounds by Rutgers.
Again, Atuahene using his speed and strength. It's just been incredible. You'd think he'd only been on for 5 minutes, not 70 minutes.
Boy, and if I were a Rutgers defender, I would be afraid to go to bed tonight because they'll be having nightmares about Atuahene that'll keep him up.
Drone for Michigan on the left side. Peter Brown looking to take it.
Peter Brown, the long throw specialist, of course. Throw this ball in, looking for Zaki to flick it on at the near post. Takes this one, throws it short instead for Mertz. Mertz gets the better side of the Rutgers defender, plays it in all the way through. Comes
Jacob
out.
to collect.
Jacob gets it, plays it back. And that ball comes, nearly went in, but Pereira, the Rutgers goalie, was able to bat it out. Settle back out the top of the 18. Peter Brown now dribbles all the way to the top of the 18. He shoots.
Oh.
Great chance there for Michigan.
Good shot. Good movement by Peter Brown, the defender.
Mertz collects again on this right side of the Rutgers defense. Cuts back in. Throws across to the far post. Doesn't find it.
Lots of curl on it.
Looks like he was unsure whether that one was going in. Hit it out for Michigan.
Mertz seems to have been the catalyst in the midfield. I know as I've been watching this game, trying to identify him on the pitch and remember his name, but he always seems to be on the end of it.
Looks like a fog has now descended over the University of Michigan men's soccer stadium. As we enter into the final 12 minutes of play here, Michigan leading 3-1. Corner taken by Michigan, swung in. That ball actually went out of bounds.
Swung out.
Coming back. Yes. It can be a Rutgers goal kick.
Good pressure by Michigan there. A few good shots made Pereira really worked for it, but he did a good job and stood up to the test.
And with only 11.5 minutes left in the game, Michigan may just be content with seeing this one out. That ball's launched forward by Pereira. Settled in the midfield, comes out for Jacob, plays Osman down the right side. Osman cuts in.
Billy Stevens
Looks
on the
to shoot.
overlap.
Oh, finds Jacob, who just takes, whose touch just let him down there. Rutgers is able to clear. Rutgers settles it on the right side, plays a long ball to Peterson, who's now on the left side. He's been all over the Michigan defense today.
Seems to be Peterson was offsides for a second, but he just held his run nicely.
Oh, Peterson played a nice cutback pass, but
Poor giveaway.
Him and the other Rutgers player were just not on the same page.
Rutgers just playing at the back right now.
Looks like the strategy may have changed from earlier in the half. Now they've got it. Guzman plays a cross in. That ball is headed out by Abu Samake. Settles for Jackson Reagan on his own touchline, trying to play it out. He finds Peter Jacob. Jacob turns, launches it upfield, partially blocked. Guzman, the Rutgers midfielder, collects. He heads down the right side. Now Guzman plays off to his teammate.
See if they put in a cross here. Michigan not giving any space.
For Vincent Gordon. Gordon plays outside. Rutgers with some nice possession here in the Michigan third. Now they've got on the left side. Cuts in and play all the way back
out
for
to Borden.
Now Borden unable to find a pass all the way back at midfield.
A little disappointed they couldn't find a stronger cross there. They had many players in the middle.
Well, now Guzman takes it, turns upfield. He looks, he finds Brendan Tetra on the right wing. Tetra swings in the ball, but it comes
Peter
off.
Brown with a good block there. Michigan defense just not giving them opportunities to get a good cross in.
Looks like an illegal
Another illegal throw by Rutgers. That's silly giveaway. Silly giveaway.
So Michigan will collect for a throw-in on the right side instead. Peter Brown will take it. Does it legally, throws it, and that ball was headed out again for Michigan farther up in the field. Oh, referee now changed the call. Says it's a Rutgers throw-in.
Overruled his linesman.
Peterson takes it, but quickly loses the ball.
Good interception by Reagan.
On the left wing near midfield. Plays it far upfield, looking for Osman right down the middle, and a great job by Pereira coming out past the edge of the 18-yard
Only
box.
came out to meet it. Good read by the keeper.
Boy, and Pereira has bailed out his defenders a number of times tonight. He's coming out of his box so many times he might be called up to the German national team soon. This ball settled now by Zaki on the left corner. He's on the touchline, plays it just out of bounds, over the end line. That's going to be a low kick for Rutgers.
Just picked up a knock on his left knee, but he's up and walking now.
Looks like Rutgers is making another substitution.
The Rutgers substitution is number 12, Miles Hackett.
Eric Saw coming out.
What have you thought of Hackett so far?
I think he's been good. They seem to be able to get the ball to him, but he gets into those spaces, but you just don't see that final pass that really needs to be the catalyst for Rutgers' attack.
Yeah, Rutgers just searching for anything that'll work right now. Michigan now with the throw in the Rutgers third. Peter Brown to take it. Michigan not in any hurry. Hackett cuts that one off nicely. Good tracking back by him. He's now got the ball, draws the foul. Two-hand commits it. It'll be a Rutgers free kick in the long third.
Both players had their elbows straight out there. Always seem to go with the attacker when making those calls, referees. Big clearance by Rutgers.
Rutgers launches that all the way off field. That ball's headed out by Jackson Reagan. He's headed back in by Rutgers. Kickball going on right now. Well, finally settles for Jacob in the midfield. He looks to Osman on the right side. Osman takes it. He's got a one-on-one with the defender at the edge of the 18. Plays it back for Jacob on the overlap. Jacob crosses it in, but that is hit out by Jacob. He has done a good job for Rutgers at center back.
Very much so. When Jacob played up for Osman, it looks like Osman could have broken free. It just got caught up under his feet for just a second, which sort of lost his edge on the Rutgers defender, but still out for a corner.
Now Michigan takes the corner, swings it in. This one, a good one. I think the same call was made.
Another
again.
outswinger.
That one go out of bounds again?
It did. Got to have better control than that.
Michigan Ultras still making plenty of plays with 6.5 minutes left to go in the game. Michigan leading 3-1. Michigan dominating the proceedings in the second half.
Rutgers hoping just to get a little bit of salvation at the end, just to validate their trip up here to Ann Arbor.
And Pereira launches that field and goes off the Michigan player for a throw by Rutgers all the way down in the Michigan third. They throw it into Hackett on the right side. He's surrounded by two players, still able to get across him. But again, no Rutgers player anywhere near.
Good touch by Rutgers.
Shot just goes wide.
Left side of the post.
That'll be a goal for you. Looked like a decent opportunity, though.
It did. I was shocked that Hackett was able to get it around those two defenders. Very impressive. He just didn't have any help in the center, and then it seemed like Rutgers took a couple good touches to the defender on the left side. So a headache coming off right now.
I gotta say, for me, is the man.
Yeah, I think for sure. The fans know it as well, giving a warm standing ovation as he comes out for the last 5 minutes of this match.
Try and see this one out. Kovakoff, of course, the junior out of Michigan himself, playing for his hometown state.
Peter Brown dutifully goes to take the corner on the left side. It's been calling his name all night.
Brown throws it in. Can't find a Michigan head. Rutgers recovers. Looks like Zaki able to bring that one down. Settles for him in the box, but he just can't get a shot on. Rutgers steals the ball, passes it out to Hackett on the right side. He looks long for Peterson, but that is settled by Reagan nicely. Reagan now passes it to Brown across midfield. Brown launches back upfield. Looks like he was fouled on the kick. Coven certainly awards that one. So that's going to be free kick Michigan just inside the Rutgers half. Rutgers looking like they're getting a little bit desperate here with just over 4 minutes left to play.
Billy Stevens having a bit of a word with the referee, it seems.
Boy, Michigan really taking their time on this one. Jackson not in a hurry.
Going to throw it downfield on the left side. Jeff Kovakoff. Back out to Brown. Excuse me, that was Mertz on the left side. Michigan throw. It's Peter Brown once again.
Peter Brown looking to take another long zone. Michigan not letting up the pressure on the Rutgers defense, having most of the possession here in the second half.
Brown biding his time.
Brown throws it into the corner to Mertz. Mertz able to turn his defender at the edge of the 18th, throws it in, but that one is cleared away by Rutgers. Rutgers gains the ball at the midfield. Looks long for Peterson. Peterson with a lot of space to work with. Just
but look at the 3 Michigan defenders coming back.
Peterson now goes right at Samake, cuts in, looking for a shot, but it's blocked by Samake.
Good hustle by the Michigan defense to get back. Just see the 3 of them streaking back.
Michigan now loses the ball in their own third, unable to clear their lines right there. Put back in.
Poor control by Borden.
That one comes out from Mertz there. Now Kovakoff alone on the left end.
Good slide tackle by Rutgers.
Very good slide tackle by Mazzucato again.
Borden plays the dummy. Didn't seem that Peterson was on the same page. And Michigan clears.
Michigan not content to have the ball in the own half. Stevens just standing over the ball right by the center circle. Plays it forward. That ball settled by a Rutgers defender. Vincent Borden now in the midfield collects. Plays it out of bounds. Quite sure who was looking for that.
Just a little over 2 minutes remaining here. Billy Stevens goes to collect the ball from the ball boy.
Right in front of those Michigan Ultras who are urging on their teammates to go ahead and complete this resounding victory.
Linesman sees a bit of pushing between Zaki and the Rutgers defender. A little silly with only 2 minutes remaining.
We're just below the 2-minute mark, as Finn just said. Peterson collects that ball, turns to the midfield, looking for Hackett. Long run across the channel. He got it on the right side. He goes past Brown, cuts back in, plays it through the middle, and just a miscued shot right there in the middle.
Gordon collects on the left side.
Tetra with a golden opportunity off that pass by Hackett, but he was just unable to make any sort of contact.
And Gordon caught offside on the left. They go back to Michigan. We're going to try to ride it out this last minute.
You've got to see the service there from Hackett was much better.
Yeah, he did a really good job collecting the ball and going down the right side. A really nice cut in. Just hope the Rutgers forwards joining him could have finished it a little better.
Birdie now taking his time. The clock is down to 1 minute. He launches it all the way into the Rutgers half. Rutgers unable to settle the ball yet. Finally, they do. Comes down to the left side. Just a bit of a lazy pass there. Sommer comes across to collect it. Plays it back to Birdie. Birdie play it back in the field.
Yeah, like I can see my house in the back.
Ball. Birdie's pass goes all the way through the goalkeeper, Rafael Pereira.
Pereira sends it right back out.
Just 30 seconds left in the game here. Crowd being a little anticipation of the Michigan win. Rutgers looking for some final.
Good dummy there. Here's Hackett. And Hackett's fouled.
Is Samake the last man?
All right, Michigan fans, you know what
Seemed to
time
appear
it
that
is.
way, although
Don't kick off
Billy
this
Stevens
game.
was coming in the left side, which I think prevented the referee from making a call.
8 seconds left in the game. Can Rutgers get the shot off there? Samake can escape that situation without a card. Maybe a little fortunate there.
A little fortunate for sure. Hackett really seemed to be going for goal there. Lovely little dummy by the other Rutgers attacker. 6 seconds remaining. Rutgers trying to just get one to validate themselves.
Free kick, lobs it in the box. That one was cleared by Stevens. That will do it.
Very dominant performance. Very good performance. The attackers, Austin, Zaki, and Atua Hene. Very close Michigan attack. Atua Hene was all over them in the second half. Robbie Burst really controlled things in midfield. Those defenders, Peter Brown, Jackson Reagan, Billy Stevens, sort of played outside from the back and down the wings. Really gave Michigan the chance to open up and didn't have to backtrack as much as Rutgers did.
For a 4 p.m. matchup against the University of Omaha Mavericks. For tickets or more information, be sure to visit mgoblue.com. On behalf of the University of Michigan men's soccer team, we would like to thank you for your attendance this evening. Please remember to buckle up, drive home safely, and go blue!
As we live broadcast on 88.2 FM, the Michigan State versus University State Michigan football. Figures to be a good one here. For this football game, this is Vince Stores, Alex, and Daniel Thompson saying good night. Thanks for tuning in.